Hi everyone and welcome to today's video where I will be showing you forms on NetSuite. Now, as you know, if you go on to NetSuite, you go to List Accounting, you're going to find the ability to create a new chart of account, new items. If you go to your employees, you can create new employees. If you go to relationship, new leads, prospects, customers, vendors. Now, all of these are called entry forms. There are a few more like time entries, etc. I'm going to show you where to go to see all these forms. But basically, this is where you're going to go to create them or have a look at those that exist. Now, then there are transaction forms. Transaction forms will allow you to create new transactions like writing a check, entering a purchase order, receiving the order, entering a vendor bill, paying the bill. On the sales side, opportunities, estimates, sales orders, and invoices. And on the financial side, journal entries, for example. Then there are two more types of forms. The first one is a form that's within the custom record that you created yourself. So if you go to customization, list records and fields and record types, within these custom records, you have the possibility to create your own forms to change the look of your custom record. And you can also then finally go to documents, templates, and marketing templates to create online lead forms. I'm going to show you how to do this in a few seconds. So let's have a look at an account form. This is an entry form. So the account is part of the entry form. The items are part of the entry forms, customers. Now, have a look at this. I created one called agency customer form because people at agencies, they don't care one bit about all your departments, classes, locations. They know which department, class, and location they are, and they don't want to waste any time than they need to enter information on NetSuite. So for them, it's very simple. Company, some comment, email, phone number, address, and that's it. So previously on NetSuite, you would see that a standard customer form would look like this. Okay, so many fields, which is not good for the person creating a new customer if their job is just to put the basic information and then maybe trigger an approval afterwards. So this is why it could be very helpful to have your own custom form, not just for the sake of it, but to make the job of everyone easier. Okay? Once you understand why the forms are used, you will see that there are within the form like field groups where you will regroup your fields under a banner. You see, this is primary information. This is email. Okay, you could add more field groups like this. And then there are subtabs. Okay, at the bottom you see financial, address, etc. These are subtabs. Now the same is true for vendors and for transaction forms. Now there is a little difference with transaction forms. It's that within the item, these are not just subtabs fields. These are fields of their own called column fields. So it's not just a subtab, it's a column field section. Then you have your subtabs here, and you can even create custom subtabs by going to customization, forms, and subtabs. Okay. If you want to hide subtabs, add new ones, you can do it by customizing the form. Now let's have a look at how to customize the form. So if you go to customization, forms, you can click on whatever section you want to modify, a transaction form or an entry form. Then you'll pick the form you want to modify. For example, this one is called standard purchase order. Okay, so that's the one I want to modify and maybe rename to another form. I'd go to customization forms. It's a transaction form, so I'll go to transaction forms. One thing you have to understand with transaction forms, it's that it has an additional form to allow the print to happen. So it's called a PDF print template. Okay, so if you go to customization forms, you will see transaction forms PDF layout. This is your print template to show you something like this, for example, or something much more complex if you decide to choose the advanced PDF template. So now that you understand the basics, I think the video could end there, but I'm just going to put up a little presentation to just ensure we got everything we needed. So in case you missed anything, okay, the 4 form types, entry forms, for example, customers, contacts, vendors, items, accounts. Where do you go to find them? Customization, forms, entry forms. Is there a required role permission for you to be able to see this? Yes. Within the role that you are using, you have to go to the setup, sub-tab on the role, and then give yourself the custom entry form permission. Same for transaction, etc. Now for the printed templates, we have to go to setup, custom PDF layout for the required role permission. And as I showed you earlier, we already know the path to go and look for the PDF template. Now let's have a look at customization forms. We see all the forms here. When you click on, let's say, entry forms, you're going to see the list of forms. Here I sorted by time, and I only took the top 3. So you see we can customize the standard NetSuite form, but then it's going to ask us to rename it. Please don't make the form you're customizing the preferred one until you're sure that it's okay. Then, of course, if you want to, you can make each form a default by user role. So, for example, if you are a salesperson, you might have a role called salesperson. You want to go into that role and make the basic form the one that's enabled for you. So you're not going to see any other form. If you are, let's say, a sales manager, maybe you have another form with a bit more fields, for example, approvals and stuff like that. And so you're going to hide anything that's not related to you and just show the one that's for you. So there's no more confusion on who's seeing what and what should be done, etc. Now, as I said, there are 2 ways of printing transaction forms, the basic one and the advanced one. For the basic one, if you choose that, you're going to have to look for a basic PDF layout. And this is done by going to customization forms and transaction form PDF layouts. These are the basic. I don't know why they don't call it basic, but anyway. And this is advanced PDF templates. Now let's have a look. If you look at a basic PDF form, you're going to see at the bottom there's a printing fields subtab. This subtab will disappear if you click on advanced, but I'm going to show you why. If you click on basic, then you can decide what fields or which fields are going to appear in the section of the PDF print. You have the header, the footer, the body, and the columns. So here are the body fields here. Here are the header fields, the column fields, and then at the bottom, of course, the footer fields. Here what you're seeing is a standard PDF layout that we just customized and renamed to CAW estimate layout. Because maybe my estimate will look a bit different from my sales order and even my invoice. So the fields I'm going to show maybe are not going to be the same. So instead of having one transaction form for every transaction, you want to make sure to customize each transaction form by transaction type. One for estimates, one for sales orders, one for invoices. If they are actually different. If they're all the same, then you can use the same CAW estimate layout, for example, the one that we created. We could use that for sales orders and estimates too. Now you will see we can change the page size in case you want to print on very small pieces of paper. You can change elements within the print, but you cannot change what's within the column, the box section. This is because on the printing field, it's within the column that you're going to untick print email. Save the transaction form again, and then when you will print this form, you're not going to see these columns anymore in the column section. You can click on each box and resize them. Okay, move them around, but you cannot add elements within the column or the body. Now, if you are to add elements, I recommend that they are body fields, header fields, or footer fields, but not column fields, because you really want the column fields to appear within this. So you can click on Add Custom Element and add specific body fields, header fields, or footer fields to your PDF print template. Okay, this is the advanced PDF template now. This is when you want to go further than just a standard one. And you're going to access this by going to, where is it? Customization form, advanced PDF templates. Now be very careful when you do this. You have to make sure the printing type is advanced on your transaction form and that you pick the right PDF layout. If it doesn't exist, you will see standard one there, and then you will go to that advanced PDF layout by going to customization forms, advanced PDF template. You're going to look for the one that shows here for your advanced. You're going to customize it, save it, come back to the transaction form, change the PDF layout to your new layout. Save it, and then you're going to see the changes. Now, this is the advanced HTML template. What does it do? It allows you to create fields and place them anywhere you want within tables. You see here, for example, you have quantity, item, options. This would be column fields within the standard PDF template. Now you can create a table, place them wherever you want. Same for the header information, same for the body fields. You can create your table by clicking on this icon, okay? And then within the table, create your fields. And within the fields, decide to put a label, a field data, or an image. Now the sweet thing is, on this blue header here, you will see there's new element, styles, and on the right, I couldn't show it here because the screen would have been too small, but you're going to see source code. If you click on this, you're going to see the HTML version of this advanced PDF template. So within this, the HTML text or formula or scripts, you can add conditional values. You can play, for example, with your currencies to show your bank information. If it's US dollar, show your bank account in US dollar, you know, the information about your bank account in US dollar. If it's in euro, show your euro bank account number, etc. So you can do it by injecting code within the HTML, and then once you're done, you go back to the source code and then you save it. Right, so these were the entry and transaction forms. There are the custom record forms. So if you go to your custom record, you click on forms, you will see you can reorganize your custom records fields, create subtabs, also create field groups. Okay, now let's go to the next slide. I want to talk to you now about online forms. There are two ways of dealing with online forms. The first one is if you're creating a custom record, you can create online forms that are published on your website, and whenever someone enters information, it gets generated on NetSuite on your custom record. So there's a new custom record created automatically without having people to have to log in to NetSuite to do it. So you have forms like I showed earlier, but you also have online forms. If you click on online form, you will click on new online form, and you will give it a title, put a message, enable online, very important if you want to publish this online, and put the fields that you want your visitors to enter. There are more to it, there's more to it, but anyway, this is a short video so that you get a grasp of forms. Now, if you want to create forms to create new leads, customers, prospects on your website, directly from your website on NetSuite, then you can go to Documents, Templates, Marketing Templates, New. You'll pick Online Form, And then you can either have your designed HTML file that was maybe done on Adobe or Photoshop or whatever it is you're using, and select your file here. If you don't have a web design application like this, you can just click on text editor and then just enter the value, the text and the field values that you want to show on your online form here. Now there's a little quiz for you. This is quite new. I decided to add this to the videos just to make sure that you're going to remember what we discuss, and also maybe ask some questions back and re-look at the video to make sure you didn't miss anything. And I hope this video was useful to you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like or subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you and goodbye.